Welcome to the good news for Thursday, September the 17th. Today's gospel is John chapter 12, and I begin reading at verse 27. Now my soul is troubled, and what should I say? Father, save me from this hour? No, it is for this reason that I have come to this hour. Father, glorify your name. And then a voice came from heaven. I have glorified it, and I will glorify it again. And the crowd standing there heard it and said that it was thunder. And others said an angel had spoken to him. Jesus answered, This voice has come for your sake, not for mine. Now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world will be driven out. And I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all people to myself. He said this to indicate the kind of death he was to die. The crowd answered him, We have heard from the law that the Messiah remains forever. How can you say that the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? And Jesus said to them, The light is with you for a little longer. Walk while you have the light, so that the darkness may not overtake you. If you walk in the darkness, you do not know where you are going. While you have the light, believe in the light, so that you may become children of light. This is the gospel of Christ. Now, in this passage, Jesus, looking towards his own death, confesses that his soul is troubled. He asks, Should my response be, Father, save me from this hour? And he answers, No, this was the very reason that I came to this hour. Now, his disciples don't understand, and they ask, Who is the Son of Man? And Jesus tells them that he is the light. Now, in monastic terms, living in the balance between day and night describes the twilight hour, known as Vespers, that mystical place between sunlight and the darkness of night. Macrina Viraker, in her book 7 Sacred Pauses, describes this hour as a thin veil between heaven and earth, one hand cradling daylight and the other welcoming the night. It is a moment in time where heaven and earth almost touch. In praying the hour throughout the day and night, we are invited to pause and reflect. It is about being mindful and living intentionally in the rhythms of the days and seasons, about becoming aware of God's presence and the gifts that each hour brings. Many of us grew up afraid of the dark, the unknown, but it is a natural part of the rhythm of the day. For as surely as the sun will set, it will rise again on a new day. Jesus shows that by obediently living the life we are called to, even when afraid or it is difficult, it becomes an act of worship that reflects God's light into the world. Now, John of the Cross said that in the twilight of life, we will not be judged on our possessions or success, but by on how much we have loved. Jesus, in surrendering to the path for which he was called, demonstrated the greatest gift of love. This is a time to put aside the cares and busyness of the workday. Even in today's hectic lives, parents with young families or work obligations, Zoom meetings, we can take a moment to pause in gratitude for opportunities of the day. It can be as simple as taking a moment to sit down and listen to the stories of one another's day, or by taking a moment to pray for those you work with or will be meeting with, and asking God's blessing on the matters to be discussed or the things that still need to be done. As the sunlight fades, we begin to light the lamps, a welcome warm glow as the darkness deepens. We become mindful of God's light and the promise that the darkness will not overtake us. This Vesper hour invites us to pause and remember who we are, children of the light. We listen to the prayerful call of the sunset hour as we prepare to stand in the thin place. With a vigilant heart, we wait for the great silence as the darkness of night descends. We remember with gratitude the blessings of the day, and ask for forgiveness for our shortcomings. We long for rest and healing, yearn for spiritual eyes to see the face of God. This hour is not for God's benefit, but for ours, because we so easily forget that God is always with us. It is a time to ask for ourselves, who is the Son of Man? And how can I live as a child of light? Please pray with me. God, who created the light to shine through the darkness, help us to be unafraid of the things hidden by the night and to reflect your light. With hearts full of gratitude, help us to remember all that you have blessed us with. May we ever walk in obedience to your will, assured that you are always with us. Make us channels of your grace. May we be known for loving well. Amen. Thank you for joining me. Be well. Take care.